Thank you so much for joining in. I'm Oscar Blue for Real America's Boys News. It is November 1st. The time on the West Coast time is 10:47 at night. Well, you're not going to believe this. There is a huge bottleneck, as we have been informing first and foremost than anybody else. We know the problems that have been occurring in the south of the border of Mexico, and we know the problems that have been occurring in the Darien Gap more than anybody. We know the problems that are going on in Central America and ultimately in the borders with the United States of America. There is a massive caravan that is about to leave the south border of Mexico. It was supposed to leave on the 4th of November, one day before election of the United States of America, but now it is going to leave in the day of the elections, of the most important elections of the United States. This massive caravan, it is leaving the south border of Mexico due to the fact that the deterrent that the Kamala Harris and Biden administration have done to move the application of the CBP-1 to south of the border has been a complete failure. The organized crime has been working massively, smuggling migrants through Guatemala into Mexico, giving them rubber bands to identify, as they do in the north borders, as they do in the middle of the Darien Gap with the Gulf Cartel. They have been massively working, smuggling, and continuing with this enormous trafficking through the borders with Guatemala and Mexico. Now, in Mexico, this bottleneck has become a huge bottleneck of people. In the last 3 weeks, three caravans had left the south border. The first one was 600 people, the next one was almost 1,000 people, and the third one was just recently almost 2,500 individuals with women and children, majority men. Now, in the next incoming days, there is another caravan that is going to leave. The speculation it is that it is between 5,000 individuals, 5 to 7,000. That is the speculation that is managing right now of a massive, massive caravan that is going to leave on the election day. Meanwhile, you guys are voting for a change. The Biden-Harris catastrophe migration policies continues in the south border of Mexico, and this is the collateral damage of this horrible administration who has done anything for migrants. Under the Trump administration, I walked only one caravan. This will be my 12th caravan. 11 caravans I have documented and walked. Under the Biden administration until now, I have walked with the one that is going to be formulated in the next incoming days. It will be my 11th caravan walking under this catastrophe of administration of the Kamala Harris and Biden and Mayorkas administration. It is the administration where more migrants have died between the limitations of Mexico and the United States. It's the administration where the organized crime has grown massively on territory, on technology, and also on economy because of the easiest pathways of trafficking through non-ports of entry and ultimately also through places where there is no wall and they can easily smuggle individuals with high quantity of, of economy and also high quantity of money. On election day, meanwhile, you guys are deciding for a change. There is a caravan leaving the south border to the north borders to try to enter with massive people, try to go and to see if they can accomplish their route to see if they can cross under the claim of refugee and asylum. This administration has demonstrated complete failure, has demonstrated also complete irresponsibility, has demonstrated also that they don't have the capacities and the capabilities to resolve a humanitarian crisis, which they called first it was a challenge. And now that you have more than 300 and I don't know how many thousand children missing that they have crossed illicitly, illegally, or trafficked or smuggled, or under the petition of asylum that you don't know their whereabouts. This is the result. Even on the 5th of November, on election day. This is the results of bad policies, of basically using this immigration movement for a political movement, using this as political pawns to create and to pander to the Latino Hispanic community to win the votes. But it is, it was, nobody knew about this. I was informed about this caravan a couple of days ago. I was like, wow, they are, the necessity on the south of the border is huge, to the massive influx that is arriving in this bottleneck. And it is a disaster what it has been created, not only, by Central and South America, that they have been incapable of coming to an agreement to resolve this humanitarian crisis, but also the United States of America, not the American taxpayer, the left, the Democrats, and also the rhinos on the part of the Republican Party, that they haven't had the, basically they haven't been courageous to say enough is enough. This is a problem that is causing a lot of lives. This is a problem that is basically costing a lot of lives. This is a problem that is a business now, and that, it's also a business for the organized crime, a business for the NGOs, a business for the people that are taking advantage uh, of this situation. And also, it is a business for everybody that is making money out of humanitarian necessity and out of human necessity. Also, you have a lot of good people migrating on caravans. That is not the way to migrate. We already know that. But you also have a lot of bad people. And this is because you don't have a filter. You don't have a filter, you don't have a way. And if you don't have a filter of people coming in, you will not know who is coming in and who is coming out. And this has been a problem in the United States, in the part of Colorado, in the part of New York, in the part of Chicago, where you see bad people putting the name of the good migrant on the floor and stepping all over the place, causing lives, being violent, joining cartel movements, going to apartment complexes with long guns, torturing and tormenting the American people in their complexes. You have a lot of bad people coming in, but you have good people that they want to work, they want to do things right, but they're not well educated on how to do a process. And this is because the leftist Democrats and the Kamala Harris administration has normalized this illicit, illegal, and irregular crossing through non-ports of entry. If you see a migrant, I have encountered on my 4 times in the Darien, migrants in the middle of the jungle, that you ask them, what do you think of where you're going across? And they say immediately, through the river. Which river? They say. Through the part of Texas, there's a river. They know around the world that if you have a river and through that river you can cross. This is the bad education that they have given the Latino and the Hispanic community, for them to risk their lives knowing that there's only a normalized way to pay the cartel, and after that crossing them through these particular pathways that they're extremely dangerous, and you can risk and die putting your life in the hands of these bad people. This is a complication of bad decisions, of bad policies, and is a demonstration of what we have been working for so many years, broadcasting to you guys every single caravan. This will be my 12th caravan. Let's see what happens in the next incoming days, if this caravan is going to move forward, but this will be my 12th one. As I know, the caravans, how they formulate, how they have these meetings, how they reunite, how they talk about the migrants, about their dreams and their expectations. But politically, they do not know what is going on. They just know that they have a possibility of going to the central parts of the country and apply for the CBP-1 app. They know that if Donald Trump wins the CBP-1 app, it is going to possibly disappear or put on hold. On the contrary, On the other side, on the other flip of the coin, you have Kamala Harris, which is not going to dissolve the CBP1 app. So the majority of them, they know they are going to be supporting the Democratic Party. It is a reality. This is a phenomenon. It's a migration phenomenon. It is an exodus of people that they're looking for a better life. We understand that. I have that on my mind. I completely understand that because I'm a migrant myself. But ultimately, there's a process and there's a law, and we need to educate our people how to do things correctly. And every government needs to understand that this is unacceptable. That this is overwhelming for every government, and that this is a huge problem that is exacerbated, that is risking people's lives, and not only that it's risking people's lives, but also that it's putting lives in danger in circumstances which they are so difficult. Dehydration in a caravan is dehydration. Getting ran over by an automobile in a you know that it has happened so many times. Migrants get run over by cars. This is a highway where they're late at night. There's no illumination. Then you have also the smuggling situation of bad people infiltrating in the caravan. You have different types of situations that are particularly happening on these massive movements. It is thousands of people. It is speculated 5,000 until now. We'll be arriving to the south of the border tomorrow, and we'll be documenting the situation in the south of the border, giving you guys a glimpse of what's going on. I will be going live in several different locations, for you guys to understand that this is going to happen on election day, on the elections of the United States, where they are going to decide who will be the next president, if it is going to be the first woman president or if it is going to be Donald Trump again. The expectations, the activist that is leading this caravan says Donald Trump, he's a good businessman, but he has a big mouth. That's what he said. But what he said about Kamala Harris, he said she's demonic. Even the leader of the caravan has said these kind of statements about the leftist political contender that is the vice president until now. We will be giving you guys the information as much as we can. As always, walking and documenting the massive caravan, seeing what is going on and seeing the expectations. Your support, it is much needed, people. So if you guys like to help me out to do the best that I can, buy me a coffee. The app, it is right there. I believe that I pinned it. I don't know if it is there or not, but your support is much needed as I am traveling again. Uh, you know, this is it's crazy. How you know it's just crazy. This is I cannot even imagine. It's the first time that I am going to document and walk a caravan on the election day. It's crazy. It's crazy to actually uh, try to digest this and see like wow on the day that the country of the United States it is a lot of division because that's what the left does to you divide you conquer and that's the ideology of the left, the progressive left of the United States. But you have this kind of circumstance right now where you have a humanitarian crisis, a humanitarian problem, and that it has become a business for these NGOs, for these non-governmental organizations, which they're making billions and billions of dollars. The organized crime and the cartel making a lot of money. And as an administration of the United States of America, you know that it's actually happening. And because of your policies, it is incentivized to make more and more money. But you're not stopping it. And it will be so easy for you to stop it. But you're afraid that if you stop it, you will not be part of the globalist agenda, the 2030 agenda. That clearly the Biden administration, it is more than infatuated by being part of this globalist agenda, by listening to Xi Jinping and his proposition to eliminate hydrocarbons and carbon monoxide to 2030 to 2060. To do all this evolution of globalism and to be part of it. The Biden administration is clearly infatuated by this. Kamala Harris is so infatuated by this that she wants to be a part of it. Tim Walz sitting down with Alex Soros gives you a big glimpse of where this administration is going to go, and where this administration is heading to. The global compact on migration will remain in effect if the Kamala Harris and Tim Walz administration comes to office. And there's a lot of changes that are going to come for the United States of America. Globalism, it is actually going to be in full effect. It is not. It's not creating hysteria. It is not fear mongering. It is not false information, misinformation. It is not, uh, you know, uh, conspiracy theory. It's not white supremacy. It is the reality. This is not a lie. It is actually happening. And on the 5th of November, there will be a caravan leaving the south of the border of Mexico with a speculated of more than 5,000 people that they will be walking, children, women, and the majority say we are in a necessity right here in Mexico. They're not giving us a permit to transit. Also, the CBP1 app, that was a strategy by the Biden-Harris administration, which what they did was to move the CBP1 app to south of the border of Mexico. The number one reason why was if they move it, they will create this deterrent of people moving in caravans and moving forward into the north borders, which it resulted, they basically shoot themselves in the foot. It resulted in a total failure, this strategy. And what happened was the CBP1 app completely collapsed. And now you have a big bottleneck of people that they're continuously leaving and leaving and leaving and leaving. A lot of them, they don't want to wait. A lot of them, they don't want to wait 2, 3 months, 6 months. They don't have the money and the capabilities to pay 6 months of hotels, 6 months of food, 6 months of this, and that. So they don't have the economy to do so. So a lot of them, they will tell you, uh, you know, uh, we don't have the money to pay this amount of hotels and this and that. What we have the money is to sustain ourselves for 2 to 3 weeks, and that's about it. And we need to go to the United States to get a better chance. You have the average typical migrant, a small percentage that wants to stay in Mexico, but you have a big percentage of migrants that they want to go to the United States of America. So I wanted to come in here to give you guys an understanding of what can possibly be happening in the next incoming days. I will be giving you guys an update of every single thing of what is going on. Of course, uh, on the day of the execution of the caravan, or on the day of the departure of the caravan, I will be giving you guys an update. Until now, what they have confirmed is that they have moved the date from the 4th to the 5th, or they don't know if they're going to do it on the 4th or on the 5th. Massive caravan. They're talking about that there's between last that I heard, it was around 4,800 people. Now possibly they got like 5,000 people that they are going. You know, they're going to basically be walking on the side of the border. Somebody saying Harris sat down with Soros. Is that what Oscar said? No. What I said was that Tim Walz sat down with Alex Soros. Tim Walz, the candidate for vice president of the United States. Uh, you know, as a lot of you guys know him, Tampon Tim, that guy. God bless you all. Thank you so much for joining in. I will be giving you guys an update on the next incoming hours. It's going to be a long flight. Uh, you know, what I'm asking from the audience uh, is prayers. This is going to be one that we are a little bit concerned of the circumstances, but we are always bringing you guys the reality and truth. So I'm asking for prayers for every single one of you. And, I want to say thank you for every single one of you that has been a supporter. Uh, God bless you all. Stay safe. and you know, I will be coming back in the next incoming hours to give you guys an update of what is actually going to be the situation when I get there, and the epicenter, how it looks, and how it is, now evolving little by little, how it is evolving. So uh, you know, we'll be giving you guys an update as soon as possible. Stay safe, and like we always say, people, God's plan, it is our mission.